Kant first. Okay. Yeah. And then Kant's favorite subject was morality. How can we be moral? What is the standard of being moral? Okay, so these are some of the ideas that I agree with Kant. Well, first of all, if the morality always stems from our feelings and our emotions, that's not the stable ground for morality because when you're tired, sometimes you don't want to do a good deed to other people. You just want to pass by, even if there's a beggar, begging for food or begging for life. I like his idea that morality should not be based on our feelings or emotions, but it has to be based on the sense of duty. So if there is a person who feels disgusted by a beggar, so he doesn't feel like it at all, but then he knows that it's a right thing to do. So out of the moral duty or out of the moral principle that he has, he's gonna help out the beggar. Yeah. If that is true, then I would, force myself to act in a more moral way in my daily life, even if I feel tired and even if I don't feel like it. Okay, so that's gonna guide me to better actions, more moral actions. So I like that idea. And then there is an example. There was a person named Schindler during World War II. He was a German businessman. And then he hired Jewish workers just because he thought that they were smart and they worked really well. But over time, he got to know them really well. And then he got to think that these people are really nice people and they don't deserve the discrimination and then the being sent to death camps. So he protected them. He risked everything, even his life, to protect and hide 1,000 Jewish people. So 1,000 Jewish people would have died if it weren't for his action. Yeah, so he probably didn't feel like it because it was risking himself and the entire family of his, but then he did that out of duty. Yeah. I also like the first categorical imperative. So when we are debating whether to act this way or that way, we're gonna put that action into a test. What if everyone copied my action in the entire world, and then if the world is going to crumble down because of that, we're not supposed to do that. Yeah, so that's gonna be a very strict moral guideline throughout my life. So I really like the first categorical imperative and also the second categorical imperative, which is a Kant's ideas I don't necessarily agree with. So Kant was very strict with the morality. So he said that lying is not allowed in any cases. So even if German soldiers barged into your house, you're hiding the Jewish people and you're at it. If the German soldiers ask you, "Hey, are there Jewish people in your house?" Then you're not supposed to lie. Yeah, you're not supposed to lie in any circumstances. And then Kant was criticized because of that. Mr. Kant, like, don't you have to lie to save innocent people? And then he said that still we're not supposed to lie. Think of a society where everyone starts lying. You cannot lie depending on the circumstances. It has to be an absolute rule. And then Kant said that, well, but then there is a way around it. You could say, oh, the Jewish people are not in my floor. You could say that when they're inside the attic, when they are inside the second floor, you could say they're not here on the second floor. So he said that there were ways to avoid lying. That is, yeah, that's what he said. But then I thought that excuse was pretty not enough, not sufficient. So I disagree on this one. So, what the another additional dimension to morality that I would like to add personally is the emotion, because Kant didn't really put too much emphasis on emotion, but there are certain emotions that are really, really helpful for guiding us into a moral person, like empathy and compassion and the love for our friends and family. Well, I admit that they are not stable. They don't always exist in our hearts. But if we cherish and cultivate those love and good emotions, then that can also be a very strong guideline and then a very strong inspiration for us to become moral people. So I think if I were to add one more personal dimension to morality, I would like to add emotions such as empathy and then compassion. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the giver. Now, 7 through 9. Yeah. Well, so this looks like a ceremony. Everybody is has taken a seat in the auditorium, and somebody seems to be like announcing something. But this Jonas, he seems uncomfortable and like a little worried and then anxious. What's going on in this picture, everybody? I know, it's like everybody's getting their assignment, but then Jonas' part was skipped, and then at the end of the ceremony, his job was announced, which was receiver of the memory, right? Okay, so let's move on here. How is this job different from other jobs? Well, other jobs, they take people's interest and talents into consideration. What did Fiona get? She is the caretaker of the with older people, right? And then she has that caring mind and that wonderful attitude. She's very sweet and nice, so she got that job. What kind of job did Asher get, everybody? He got the director of the recreation, right? Because he's a very fun-loving person, and then he's very outgoing, and then he likes joking and then laughing. So that's what he got. But Jonas never thought that he had a talent for, storing memory, and then like bearing other people's burden. He never expected that. It's not related to his personal interest at all. But then he got it. That's why this job is a little bit different. And then this job sounds very honorable because he is the only one person who's chosen out of the entire 12-year-olds, and then this job is only given to one kid, one individual who has the most courage and who has the most wisdom, and then who has the capacity to endure any kind of pain. So Jonas must feel very honored to have this job, but there are certain weird rules, exceptions to the rules. What is the first rule that you may break? You may lie. Yeah, like everybody else in the society, they always have to tell the truth, but he may lie. What is the second thing?
You may ask rude questions.
Yeah, you may ask whatever questions, even if it's rude, right? So he feels a little bit uncomfortable about that. I mean, these are the moral codes of action that I have followed all throughout my life, and then am I allowed to break them? And then at the same time, I am supposed to be the person like a example to the rest of the society, and he seems very much confused. Yeah. And then would I like this job or not? Well, at first, like when everybody's like clapping and then when everyone's attention is focused on me, I would feel very honored and then also respected because I am picked as the bravest and wisest individual in entire, age group. I would feel very much honored, but uh, it says that the elder says that whatever happens at your job training, you're not supposed to share that with anybody, your friends or family. And then when you have dreams, you're not supposed to tell anything. And then other people, they're able to like cooperate with each other at their job places. But he has to work alone. Yeah. So I would think that I would be worried. Oh, wouldn't the job be so lonesome? Wouldn't the job be so isolating? Wouldn't the job be about, just isolating myself and not being able to mingle with other people? So I would feel kind of suffocated. I mean, I would feel kind of really, really anxious. And I would also start to wonder whether I have the potential, whether I have the capacity to live up to the expectations. Like entire world's knowledge and memories are putting they're being put into my head. Would I be able to handle that? So I would have self-doubt and I would have worries, and then I would have like all the scares and anxiety. So that would be the, yeah, so you would have the like memories about people's pain and then the wars and then like past disasters. Like in an ordinary life, you're gonna live just like a comfortable life, but then in this life you will know the truth, but then you would have to face the pain and then also the loneliness. So I wouldn't want to take this job necessarily. Okay. All right.